Hello. My name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support, a little inspiration today. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to draw a muse from our influencers. Thank you for submitting. We'll drop some ink in the book of blots, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle. And where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have GhostTube kicking for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient orc adventures. Overall, please do receive or release freely. Before we get going, I want to thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. All right, let's go. All right, let's pick our muse first. You know the drill as well. If you want to fast forward through any of this, double time, double speed, you do you. Let's see where we're going. All right, so the number 22 and 32. What did I just say? The number 23 and 32. Is that a palindrome? 23 and 32. All right. All right. Let's see what messages the numbers may have for us. Okay, just as a reminder, we're here creating a portal to perceive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. But we do make masterpieces. Always feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel, as your insights do expand the ice cry experience. Broaden them. We can drop an emoji. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to keep it black and white. Yeah. Oh, you can drop an emoji. All that feels good. Whatever feels good to you. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. I just want to, for some reason, this is like, yeah, okay, 23 and 32. It's like Shaman. It's like mucking with my brain. Yeah, we're going to add in a little, sepia, which is for me, my sacred shaman color. All right, when you're ready. If you're opening up with me, closing the eyes, taking a nice deep breath, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone here at any time. The numbers 23 and 32, thank you for being our muse, and may we all meet a message with meaning. I feel like I'm saying things even backwards. All right, here you go. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time, personal use only. Drop an emoji, whatever feels good. And if you're part of the second tier Secreteur Society, I'll see you for the flip side, where we will flip this and scry for more. Like, it's so dangerous. Worth noting, upon opening, the names Gregory and Barbara came through, if those mean anything to anyone. All right, let's just get at her. I'll figure this out. I think it'll stay. There's E.T. in here. E.T. phone home. Something about dual worlds.
Come back.
I feel like you might be a titch loud. If you've ever seen the show Fringe at some point in time, not a spoiler, I think the show's quite old now. Classic, but they through like the space of this contraption, Walter, they meet a parallel universe. Okay, but there's something specific about E.T. because in the show it was like this stuff and then that stuff, right? Some of you might be looking at reflections of that. E.T. phone home. Something also about a phone number. It's like, what's the phone number for planet almost? And or maybe this, if I'm even saying it's the right thing, the palindrome. There's a gentleman coming in here. Oh, I see this up here as well. You are... There's lots of activity. Lots of activity. I'm going to start up here. This character right here. It's kind of giving me the vibes of the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. Who are you? In the spirit of our muse being a kickoff point, 23 or 32. Who are you? Which one are you? There's also something about the space between those numbers, 23 and 32. The years in between those, maybe something significant has happened that kind of like changed one's life, changed one perspective. I had a realization about something. I had a realization. Libra. This energy, it's not a caterpillar, but it's an essence. Maybe it's a wise one, a guide. I dare even say an ascended master type feel, because it's in alignment with this ET. It's like if somebody feels alien here, right? Just the way Earth operates, maybe it can be confusing. I don't know. It's confusing here sometimes.
How does it work?
Well, that's a question. How does this work? How does this planet work here and now? May I not remove myself to another planetary or perspective if for a moment, but I am here. There's some sort of observation about different energies and entities existing here on Earth at this time. It's kind of like an experiment, and I'm coming back to the space between 23 and 32 as
sin,
bookends of something significant. I feel like it happens over and over and over again, like 1923 to 1932. Maybe something had happened, as an example. And whatever that time space is between them, whatever the year is, if it's the decade or whatever the case is. And then maybe it happens, maybe does it skip a generation? Some of you might have talent skills that skips a generation. And then I'm in like 1950, 52, 19, etc. Okay, so it's 2023 to 2032. So that's the significant space I'm in now. I'm referencing 1923 to 1932. Oh my goodness. I am so not qualified to be in here. I am not a math person, but again, I appreciate this. Okay.
Keep going.
All right, I'm going to keep going. So when I'm meeting with this, or I think it's something that's already happened, if you're here with me, I being Steph, but you being you, we being we, it is built upon all of this. It's very active over here. It's almost like a totem feel. Oh. Okay, so I heard totem in totem of terrible. And I'm not trying to imply in any sort of way totems being terrible. But imagine like just a bunch of activity from the
watching
root down of sorts, because I'm sitting on top of it. So, okay, thank you. I personally feel like I have conquered whatever I might deem as a reflection, discerning, and absolutely making judgments to align to certain things. And whatever I might feel like has been in a chunk of time terrible, in a previous lifetime or a different decade of sorts. But the opportunity is here now, coming into from 2023 to 2032. It's like a shift is happening and sitting on the higher ground. Now, this is not in relation to the hierarchy or the standard that we are accustomed to. If somebody's like on a high horse or whatever the case is, this is an embodiment of as above, so below. And it is about perspective of maybe said decades of one's own life or time frames.
Come back.
There will always be a returning to. So I don't know. Yeah. Is there a movie with Jim Carrey? Let me some Jim Carrey. That is about the number 23. But even if that's not real, and something about how a sense of humor and being a character in one space and having the depth to go into another space, and also very indicative of, as it's coming through, I'm going to wander, I'm going to take you with me. Thank you. The comedy and tragedy of things, like some very talented, gifted, skilled
No.
people, comedians maybe, okay, whatever the case is, and might go through depressive time frames, or have melancholy, whatever their thing is. And that's actually what fuels them, maybe as a musician, right? It fuels their craft. It fuels that great love song. It fuels the art piece. And for some, it's like, what if you took that away? If there was no pain to transmute, if there was no sadness or whatever the case is, that can feel very vulnerable to be like, but then who would I be without that, as that is the fuel or the catalyst that heightens or expresses a skill, talent. Do you know what I'm saying? And something it is heightened through
Are you
this time
scared?
space. It's a little shocking. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little shocking, but I'm not. Thank you. Going to lower myself because, but here's the thing. So yes, it's like the as above can see the below, and the below can look up, but it's, I'm just as an example, like a short person to a tall person, what that view is weird, right? Like if you think about it, like, so I'm 5'10", and my mom's like, I don't know, 5 foot, buck all. So, but the way I see her and the way she sees me
Hag.
could be like completely not disoriented. What is that? Just, I don't even want to say disfigured, but it looks, I don't know, maybe she sees all chin and up my nose. Like, I don't know. So there's something about that perspective, and that also something about crinking the back of the neck. And here's the grand part is there's all these tools, thank you, all these terrible totems that are now switching on me, because they're actually create steps to be able to, in this example of the short person, or one part of our perspective, perhaps the human perspective, to use to stack and come eye to eye with a perspective of maybe this higher self, or meeting guides, whatever this is for you, whatever channel, personal, professional, corporate, creative, the idea, there's tools,
Not
books,
feeling
music, this, that, or the other. But this is the thing, going back to like the comedians, the comedy and the tragedy, and how they really can work together to and who am I without those things? If I'm not feeling well, it's like, okay, how do I get a different perspective on this? So I might stack books by learning, listen to music, people change all the things people do, but finding your way and then coming eye to eye with essentially is me, is you, is I, is we, is the one. And you meet like your own caterpillar of metamorphosis of sorts. And then likewise, in being the taller version, let's just say, it can kneel, crouch, sit, ground, and it's like playing with a child, right? And you can come down to that level. That is not an insult. That is occupying observation from the same plane. But inevitably, it's that perspective that's received on the same plane will return to Earth as one exists now, even though there's this energetic essence. I think that made sense somewhere along the lines. There's a higher self concept here that is talking. Oh, I see these
Not feeling well.
boots. Is if somebody's not feeling well, as you've said it before, or Gregory or Barbara, if somebody is not feeling well, I feel as though there's somebody stepping forward in some area too, right? I always like see those music things on an old school like ghetto blaster or car stereo, bass, treble, other words. And they don't, when they're all high and they out the bar is, no, it's the orchestra of it. And I kind of come back into the comedy and tragedy. There's also a sense of calm here. Families coming through 5 in the cave of ice. Okay, so this is bringing me right into here of that root system, the terrible totem. There might be somebody working through. Yeah, family hurts, right? Family's not always a positive word for people. Conceptually, it has a vision attached to it. Okay, so human race family. So the terrible totem is kind of like generations stacked on top of. And I really think that there's something that's been freed. And I say that because of this character right here. The road is being built as one takes the steps towards it. This is a key now.
There's 4.
There's a key. Oh, that's, for heaven's sakes, that's way too much. The road appears as one walks it. The road appears as one walks it. There's also like this wonderful like cherub-esque kind of angel character coming forward. So if that means anything to anyone. And it's kind of like asking me to, like, when you go to the doctor with the tongue depressor, say open wide to see at the back of the throat. Open wide. Because when I do that, thank you, when I open wide, that little conversation's over here. Now I'm opened like the mouth. And it's like there's, when somebody has swallowed a key so you can carry it with you. Oh, interesting. And it brings me into the show Severance. If you haven't seen it, it's psychologically fascinating. And it's kind of like in that space of the above, below, different perspectives. Okay, there's also a game of telephone happening here. There's also a game of telephone. So when I saw it this way, on this side of the page, that cherub and I see the inside, the back of the throat. When I go over here on the left side, this is a Care Bear, and it's exchanging energy with, it's a very old crow. And I love that TV shows are coming in because it's so helpful for me.
Uncomfortable.
Oh, I can see
I
you.
don't know.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, the third eye raven. But this raven is like so old. Like gray haired. Gray haired raven. Okay, I see you as well.
Halt.
Spiritual awakening is coming through in the cave of winds of the mind with determination supporting it. This is like, see how they're like going upstream? These create the ladders. Okay, so remember when I was talking about being different sizes, shapes, heights, whatever the case is. And it's like, that's what my mom might, or that's how I might see my mom, just simply because she's, 5 foot nothing. and I'm not insulting it. It's just adorable when you're, a big person. You're like, you're so little, Mom. You're so little. I just want to squint you. But she might see something. She can see, or I can see, or whatever the case is. It's not a competition. It's simply about having the beauty of different perspectives to maybe see certain blind spots that are blind
Tell me about
blind
it.
to one. It's like the reason why the doctor is looking through the back of the throat, because I can't see there. I suppose I could look in a mirror, but it's still not going to be the same. I'm not going to be able to have the flashlight, the depressor, and the this and the that and everything. Right? Okay, that was a random way to get there. Spiritual awakening is also bringing you back to that road. The road will appear as you start to walk it, and there's been some sort of determination, but not idiocracy. Not idiocracy. There might be some that have felt like their family line, current incarnation family line, maybe societally as well as the human race, family. Feels like it's going up, or trying to go upstream. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So there's another conversation happening over here as well. I'm asking somebody to come and talk to me, and they're coming to talk to me. There's also an invisible. Okay, so they're even bigger than I could have conceived of before, but. So they're like this big. They're residing within the space between any sort of physical manifestation of material. But they have the capacity to embody closely. It's like a guide. You might meet a certain person, place, or thing, a book, I don't know, whatever, being led to, and they can express their essence into a form that is material, human-esque, to help communicate. So I think this might happen sometimes in like a stranger or a friend. Oh, for heavens and hot dogs, so much. Cave of hearth fires, play, abundance, and life purpose. 22. If any of the artistry is standing out to you. This is kind of like mouth wide open. Say ah. Ah. Some might be working with throat singing, chanting, sound frequencies. Of course, this feels deeper. The
Lower your
I
voice.
am frequencies, maybe getting to like the root, the bass drum, ball, ball. Yeah, I just keep hearing like I don't mean to, but just and maybe it simply is but I am hearing the I am. So maybe Saint Germain or something along that lines. And here's the thing: it's something about having that deep tone creates something, maybe just simply space within the sound to go to higher frequencies with the dolphins. And have those communications maybe with the ET of existence within me. And that's in my cave of hearth fires, playing towards. Yeah, see, I feel like I'm playing an instrument that it's like drums that you can play the bass on your or the foot pedal. I think it's the bass drum. Boom, boom, boom. Like my foot can do the bass. These thingies, a little air band action. Yeah, so it's like a one-man band if it's set up correctly to create all the different tones. Again, they're not happening at the same time. Music thing, treble, equalizer for the best sound, towards purpose. Because this awakening and purpose might be where that path is being revealed only as you walk it. Only as you walk it. Okay. Let's go to Cave of Rivers. Oh my, come on. I am presence. Love it. I feel like I don't even need to say anything. We'll just let Steph be speechless. Okay, sorry, I lied. So we'll take that moment to honor your I am presence.
Lewis.
Hello, Lewis. I want to connect them immediately to this as you step in, I step in, we step in. And all of those may be terrible. They don't need to be terrible to be transmutable into fantastic. It is a clear polarity. Yes. It is potent. Yes. But it doesn't need to be so extreme. Maybe we don't need to create such extreme emotions or whatever it is, reflections for us to feel like Big Bang Theory change to be made, for it to be like sparks. For some, maybe you're working in the subtleties where it's less stark, shocking, maybe just for you, but still that can be shocking for other people. Anyway, the point being is it's like as all of these ancestors from before, I'm going to say ancestors, but people here and now, maybe your friends from before, that knew you when and hold you to who they refer to you as your presence was to them. Anywho, but it's kind of like they, actually I want to flip this, are looking like, who is this? Who are you? Let's close it out, the Cave of Earth. Visualization. Oh, you know what's funny that I just saw was, we were opening the throat and seeing the key, like I swallowed the key. And then that key, what's on the bottom, personal power, love it. that key has eyes and then looks at me. That was an interesting thing, little thing there. Maybe you're visualizing who you want to be, who you want to experience, maybe as
Find me.
as an experience versus a definition. And I'm getting ready to go to the flip side, so I'll see you over there if you're joining us. But it's kind of bringing me into that concept where it's like some people have always known, like, I want to be a teacher, I want to be this, I want to be that, and they're very, very driven towards that, and that's what they. And I admit, like, growing up, I wish I was like one of those people. I know I want to be this when I grow up, and I know, and maybe they have a lifelong career in different areas of that. And then there's this other kind of way of moving through having experiences, like, what do I want to experience now? It's not about becoming in the same way. It's about having the experiences for relatability, for research of realities of sorts. If your essence is alien and you're like an old soul from an alien perspective, but like a new soul here. And that has, to have those fresh eyes, fresh perspective. And there's something to gain. There is always something to gain between the space of 23 and 32. And just bringing it from, 2023 to 2032, maybe it's going to be epic. Or charged in their polarities, and where we're going to reside in responses, reactions, and growth. And who are you? I am. Okay. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I will see you on the other side. Link is below in the description box. Maybe comment section if I remember. But I'm so grateful for you, and I'll see you over there. And if not, until next time, thank you to the Muse. Thank you for amusing us, Influencer. So much love.